Welcome back, my loves, to this beautiful lower body session today. These are the spicy moves that I actually taught in this week's studio sessions. They will surely get your heart racing, they will get your blood pumping, and they will get your muscles into this beautiful burn. Yes. The only equipment that you will need for today's session is a set of 1/2 kilogram ankle weights. I have a yoga block and a core ball for today's session. Once you have what you need, just meet me at the tip of that mat. So feet are going to come hips width distance, really soften the knees down into the ground. Taking a big inhale, allowing the ribs to flare. Exhale, softening that breath down through the body. And just allowing the breath to come to its natural rhythm as the hands, the arms, the shoulders, they all just become heavy and drape down towards the ground. Softness coming through the belly, maybe bringing a little sway into the hips. And just see if you can land yourself on this mat. Option to close down the eyes as we begin. Blocking out all external interference. One more big breath in. On your next inhale, we're going to send the arms round all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, coming down towards the ground. Tailbone reaches high, and just pausing here for a second. Weight's going to come into the right leg. We're going to pick up the left, send the left leg far back, gently dropping that knee. And then we're going to unravel through the right leg. So just taking the hips back towards the left foot, rolling all the way forward. So just creating a little space in the hips, warming up the body. Next time you roll forward, you're going to plant that foot, unravel the spine, taking the arms all the way round to the sky. Big breath in, reaching tall. As you exhale, you're going to unfurl towards the sky. Drawing those elbows wide, stretching the chest, framing the front toe, and then picking up the back leg, stepping all the way forward. Unraveling all the way up to standing. Arms are going to follow. Big breath in. Beautiful. Coming back down over the legs. Tailbone reaches high. This time the right leg is going to pick up. Stepping that right leg far back, gently dropping that knee. And then unraveling through the left. So just rolling back and forth on that front heel. Less of a stretch and more of a gentle warm up. Beautiful, rolling forward, planting that foot. Unraveling the spine, taking the arms all the way around, stretching for the sky. And then easing back. Elbows are going to come wide, framing the front toes. We can take the left leg back to meet the right, and just walking the hands back, coming all the way up to standing. So for this first move, you're going to grab the block. So if you have one block, perfect. If you have two blocks, you can play with two blocks here. I only have one, otherwise I would have another stacked on top. So the block is going to come to the left side. You're going to use a hard block or a book, something super sturdy, because we're going to stand on the block. So left leg is going to go on the block. Right toes are just going to hover at the side. You're pressing through the left heel the whole time. Bending down into a tiny squat, so glutes are reaching back. Head is reaching forward towards the sky. We're going to come into some tiny little dips. So let's detail the shape. I'm pressing through my left heel. I'm leaning forward ever so slightly. Right toes are really soft. Belly button's pulled into the spine, shoulders are rolled back, and I'm gazing at one point for balance. Yeah. Beautiful. In 2 counts, we're just going to start stepping the right foot back. We're not going to descend into a lunge. We're just going to tap it in. So we're going to lose the tiny dip. We're going to hold it low. In 2 and 1. So we're just going to tap it back, draw it in. Tapping it back, drawing it in. So this is where you want to gaze solidly, focus in for clarity on one point. Really helps with that balance. Rolling those shoulders back. You really want to create space in that chest. Big breaths. If you're feeling any pressure in that left knee, you're just going to come up slightly, or you're going to lose that block if it's creating too much of a resistance there. 2 counts, we're going to keep the tap back, alternating with a lunge. In 2 and 1. So we're going to do 1 tap back, and then we're going to come into a lunge, tapping in. 1 tap back, coming into a lunge. Now that right knee doesn't need to touch the floor, but we're trying to create a little deficit lunge. So we're trying to create a tiny little deficit with that left side. Again, you can stay up if that's for you, but the pressure's coming from the left heel. Shh. 1 more. Staying back in that lunge position, tiny dips. Dip, dip, dip. Tiny, tiny dips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping it forward. We're going to do tiny taps out to the side. Your last little section. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Holding it in, hold it low. Beautiful, let it go. How did that feel? How did that feel? My gosh, it was the spice, I know. So that block is going to go on the right side. I'm just going to switch sides just so that you can see me. Right foot is going to go on that block. Pressing into that left heel, the left toes are just hovering at the side. We're going to come into those tiny dips. So glutes are tracking back. I'm going to move my block. It's a little bit unsteady in that position. There we go. You really want to make sure that that block is super sturdy. It's not going to rock at all. So weights through the heel of the right. Little tiny dips, rolling back those shoulders. 2 counts, we're going to come back to those tap backs. In 2 and 1. So it's a tap, pull in. Tap, pull in. So all the pressure's through that right leg. I don't normally face this mirror, and what I'm noticing straight away is that your reflection, the movement in the reflection, can sometimes put you off balance. So if you can face away from a window, from a mirror, perfect. So you can really gaze at one point without having any movement in your vision. 2 counts, we're going to come back to those tap backs and then into those lunges. In 2 and 1. So it's 1 tap, 1 lunge, tapping in slow. Little tap back, coming into those lunges. So when we lunge, we want that toe going parallel, so not crossing the midline. So when you lunge back, you want to lunge out to the side ever so slightly. It's going to give you more of a balance, more of a base of support. And that knee doesn't need to come all the way to the floor. You can stay up. Yeah. Just creating that distance, that resistance that suits you and your body. Beautiful, last one. We're going to come into that lunge, pausing there, tiny dips. Tiny, tiny, tiny. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping it all the way in, out to the side. So little taps out to the side. Big breaths. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it in, take it low. Beautiful, let it go. Okay, we do not need this block for this next sequence. So taking that block off to the side, you're gonna grab your ball. So feet are gonna go wide in a wide second. So taking those feet wide, like a sumo squat position, the toes are facing towards the tip of the mat. When we come down into that second position, your knees are going to track over the toes. So if you come down into that second, you never want the knees squeezing inwards. It means your feet are too wide. At that point, you want to bring your feet in so that your knees are tracking directly over the toes. Grabbing that ball. Ball rests at the chest, coming down. Tiny, tiny dips. Holding that ball in the chest, or squeezing through the palms ever so slightly. Rolling back, so notice if we're leaning forward. Pressing down through those heels. In 2 counts, we're gonna start alternating heel lifts. In 2 and 1. So we're gonna do a right and a left. So as I'm alternating heel lifts, I'm still dropping my weight down through the center. I'm not going to the right. I'm not going to the left. The weight is dropping exactly where it is. Big breaths. I know. The heat's burning. So see if you can big breath in. And as you exhale, try and release some of that fire. In 2 counts, we're going to lose the heel lifts. We're going to take the ball down towards the ground and we're going to circle the ball up towards the sky as we stand. In 2 and 1. So ball comes down all the way to the sky, coming back down into that second. Reaching up all the way down. Reaching up, squeezing through those glutes all the way down. So every time you raise, you're pressing the heels down, squeezing the glutes together. Chest is broad, shoulders tracking down from the ears. Okay, we're gonna add on. Every time we lower down into that second, we're gonna alternate one heel. So we're gonna start with the right. In 2 and 1. So as you lower, the right heel raises. Stand up, lower the heel. Lower down, left heel raises. Stand up, lower. Alternating sides. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. Stay with that breath. Beautiful. 2 counts, we're gonna hold it down. We're gonna lose the heel lifts. We're gonna come into 1 sumo squat, so 1 second position. And then we're gonna lean forward into a good morning where the ball goes forward. In 2 and 1, so staying down, lower the hips. So we're gonna do 1 second and then straighten the legs back, lean forward. I'm just gonna turn to the side just so you can see me. So we're in the second position. We're gonna do 1 dip, 1 lean. Legs go long, glutes go back, ball goes forward. Come back into the second. Little tiny dip and extend. Dip and extend. So it's a little tiny dip. You're not coming all the way up in that sumo. So when you come into that second, AKA sumo position, the glutes are underneath you. So notice how I bring the glutes underneath myself Just squeeze through those glutes. Big breaths. Let's do 4. Holding that belly button in towards the spine, shoulders reaching down. 3. 2. Beautiful work, stay with it. Last one, holding it down, ball comes to the chest, raising both heels. Pause in there. Beautiful, drop the heels, stepping the legs together. Wow. Okay, coming down onto all fours. Beautiful. You can leave the ankle weights on, knees are going to track wide, hands are going to go out in front, reaching the glutes back. Stretching through the lat muscles. Coming forward into an all fours position, bring the knees in. Take that right leg forward. You're going to send the glutes forward. So sending the glutes forward and then lifting up the chest towards the sky. Catching that breath. That was a little bit spicy, I know. I am absolutely boiling in a good way. Rolling back on that heel. So in this position, we want to reach the chest up and forward before we lower down. So not crunching down, raising up first. Gently rolling forward, releasing that leg, sending the left leg forward. Glutes come forward, so low lunge, and then lifting up through the chest. Dropping the hands, rolling back to the hamstring. So if you're not on the floor, you're up here, you're gently touching the leg, but not pressing on the knee. Raising up before you lower. Beautiful. Gently releasing that leg, then coming into whatever comfy position suits you. Taking the arms wide, big breath in. Clasping the hands at the top, drawing the hands down, exhaling, lowering through the shoulders, coming to heart center. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Beautiful practice. I will see you